V6S, V8S, V10S, V12S, even V16S. These powerhouse engine configurations have been capturing the imagination of car enthusiasts for decades. There's no denying their power, their raw performance, and their unmistakable sound. But amidst all this engine variety, there's one engine layout that seems to always be left in the shadows. Where the hell are all the V4s? You might be thinking, why even bother with a V4? Isn't that more of a motorcycle thing? Well, believe it or not, the V4 is not only special, but it's packed with untapped potential, and it's just waiting to be explored in the automotive world. Today, let's dive deep into this engine layout, why it's so rare in cars, why it's so exciting when it does appear, and what makes it such a unique breed in the automotive world. Let's break it down from the basics. What exactly is a V4 engine? We all know the inline four-cylinder engine, right? It's the most common engine layout you'll find in modern cars today. For cylinders arranged in a straight line, typically placed in the front of the car. It's compact, it's reliable, and with the right tuning, it can deliver a surprising amount of power for its size. And let's not forget, it's easy to manufacture and affordable. But now, imagine taking that basic inline four and rearranging the cylinders into a V shape. What do you get? A V4 engine. But here's where it gets interesting. A V4 isn't just a compact inline four with a different configuration. It's a completely different beast. In a V4, two cylinders sit on each side of the V, typically at a 90 degrees angle, although there are exceptions where the angle could be narrower, like the 60 degrees angle seen in certain engines. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of benefits does this give us, and why aren't V4 engines more common in cars? Let's start with the power-to-size ratio. A V4 engine is incredibly compact. The two-cylinder banks sitting in a V shape allow for a shorter engine, which can be a game-changer when it comes to vehicle design. This small size is part of what makes V4 engines so desirable, especially in performance vehicles where weight and space matter. However, while the engine might be small, the potential for performance is enormous. In motorcycles, the V4 layout has earned a reputation for serious performance. Take, for instance, the Ducati Superleggera V4, a 1-liter V4 engine that revs up to an ear-splitting 16,000 revolutions per minute, delivering 234 horsepower. That's insane power coming from just 4 cylinders. You'll see Ducati, Yamaha, and Honda dominate the V4 motorcycle market. But why isn't this more common in cars? Let's talk about sound for a second. We all love a good engine note, right? Take a listen to a V4 revving. There's something uniquely aggressive about it. Something that's different from the smooth purr of a V6 or the thunderous roar of a V8. But what's going on under the hood that gives it that signature sound? V4 engines, like all internal combustion engines, are subject to the laws of physics. One of the most significant challenges with a V4 engine is vibration. Because of the way the cylinders are arranged, there's a natural imbalance that leads to a lot of shaking and rattling. This imbalance can actually lead to uncomfortable driving experiences, particularly in high-performance scenarios. Drivers of certain V4 racing engines have reported dizziness and even blurred vision from the vibrations. It's a lot more extreme than you might think. But here's where engineering comes in. Car manufacturers and race teams have found ways to reduce these vibrations, using technologies like balancing shafts and adjusting the firing order. These solutions, though complex, are crucial for making the V4 engine not just viable, but competitive. Now let's talk about one of the most famous examples of V4 engineering, the Ford Essex V4. Developed by Ford in the 1960s, the Essex V4 was designed as a modular engine that could easily scale up or down, allowing manufacturers to move from a V4 to a V6 configuration depending on the need. This flexibility made it a hit in commercial vehicles like the Ford Transit and in cars like the Ford Capri and Granada. But the real magic of the Essex V4 wasn't in its power, rather, it was in its packaging. The V4 allowed Ford to reduce the front-end bulk in cars like the Ford Transit, making the design much more compact, allowing for a flatter bonnet and better overall efficiency. The small size also made it easier to fit the engine in more compact chassis, which helped optimize weight distribution. Of course, the Essex V4 was never a powerhouse. The 1.7L version made just 73 horsepower, and the 2L version produced a modest 92 horsepower. But the real value was in its balance of size, efficiency, and reliability. But why are V4 engines so rare in cars today? The primary reason is complexity. Unlike inline engines, V4s require 2-cylinder heads, 2 camshafts, and 2 exhaust manifolds. This significantly increases both the cost of design and manufacturing. The added complexity makes V4 engines harder to produce and maintain, especially when compared to the more straightforward inline 4, which has only one of each of those components. On top of that, the benefits of the inline 4, its simplicity, ease of packaging, and the fact that it's well-balanced and easy to mount, make it tough for the V4 to compete in the mainstream car market. Sure, manufacturers like Lancia experimented with narrow-angle V4s, using only 1-cylinder head, but the complexity and cost still made it hard for the V4 to catch on. So, why do motorcycle manufacturers still swear by the V4 engine? It all comes down to performance. On a motorcycle, space is at a premium. A compact power engine that offers smooth power delivery and a high revving nature is exactly what the doctor ordered. The V4, with its 90 degrees configuration, achieves primary balance, meaning it's inherently smoother than other engine types, and that makes for a much more enjoyable ride. Plus, the compact nature of the V4 means that it can fit into smaller chassis, allowing for a more aggressive design and handling characteristics. But there's one V4 that takes everything to the next level. The Porsche 919 Hybrid. This engine was designed specifically for endurance racing in the LMP1 class, and it's one of the most innovative V4s in existence. By utilizing a hot V configuration, Porsche was able to position the turbo between the 2-cylinder banks, optimizing the engine's packaging. They also incorporated a hybrid system, producing over 500 horsepower. Not only did this engine provide blistering performance, but it did so with incredible fuel efficiency. The result? A car that could go toe-to-toe with Formula One cars. And when Porsche took the 919 to the next level with the 919 Evo, things got crazy. The 919 Evo shattered lap records all over the world, even beating F1 cars around circuits like Spa-Francorchamps. The Evo's record lap time at Spa was an astonishing 1 minute 41.7 seconds, faster than even modern F1 machines. But that's not all. The 919 Evo also set the Nürburgring lap record, outpacing previous records by 12 seconds. This wasn't just a fast car, it was a V4 that could dominate the world's most prestigious racetracks. So there you have it. The V4 engine, often overlooked, but undeniably special when it makes an appearance. It's compact, it's efficient, and with the right engineering, it can deliver some truly mind-blowing performance. If you're a fan of rare, high-performance engines, or if you simply love diving deep into the intricate world of automotive history, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and drop a comment below to tell me what engine layout you'd love to see take over the automotive world next. I'm Mike, and you know the saying, what's for you won't go by you. Catch you next time.